Yo, welcome to another video. What would you do if you had 1 extra hour a day? Every day you had 1 extra hour. What would you do? Would you call a loved one? Would you improve a skill that you already have? Would you learn something new? Would you read a book? Would you just go to the ocean and chill for a bit, This extra hour of your life, what would you do? Let me tell you something. Daylight savings is a scam. It's a scam. 95% of people, of the entire population, at least of the United States, right? Can you guess how they're going to use this extra hour? They're going to sleep. They're going to sleep. These same people also say frequently that they don't have time for this or they don't have time for that. Do you know? Have you ever realized that everyone on the face of this planet, under that giant ball of light in the sky, everyone has the same amount of time every day, every single day, 24 hours. That's all we got if we're lucky. And if we wake up the next day, hopefully we have 24 more, It's not guaranteed. So the same 95% of the population that say they don't have time for something, I can imagine that they're taking this extra hour to get more sleep, right? What about the minority? What do you think they're doing? Think about it. I can imagine this 5% or less woke up an hour earlier. But in reality, if you wake up at 4 a.m., when usually before daylight savings time ended, you're waking up at 5, you're waking up at the same time. You're not waking up an hour earlier. You're waking up at the same exact time. Therefore, you have an hour extra to do whatever you were going to do in your day. And if you were waking up an hour early already, now you have 2 hours, 2 extra hours every day to work towards something significant to you that will increase the value of your life. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, life is priceless, but are you using it like it's priceless? Are you utilizing every hour like it's your last, Do you think of your life as something that's priceless, or are you using it as if you're expected to have another hour, to have another day, to wake up tomorrow morning? Think about it. After all, we only get one life, Why would you not make the best of it? Why would you not use the most amount of time that you have? But what? You'd rather sleep later? You'd rather watch another episode of Netflix? Watch 100 more reels? Watch TikTok? Get stuck in the pit, man. What would you rather do? What's more important? Literally in this time, you can do anything. Read a book. A real book. Conscious shifting, thought-provoking, brain composition altering book. Read a book. Not some book about a fairy tale, not some book about a love story. Instead, you can work towards yourself so that you can have that love story in real life. Do you understand that? This dream that you're thinking of day to day, every now and then you'll have something that's like, oh man, I should really do this. This hour, you could spend this hour working towards that dream. Whatever's in your mind, you can spend this hour progressing towards that. Write your book, write your story, improve your art, learn how to program, learn how to make an AI or anything. You can spend this extra hour to plan your day. If you go ahead and write everything down that you want to do this day, how much simpler or easier the tasks will seem because you already have a plan in mind of how you're going to complete everything in your day. Okay, just 1 hour a day. 1 hour. And it may seem like a little bit, it may seem like it's not worth much. If you study something, concentrated, focused studying, progressing for 1 hour every day for a year, do you know how much time this is? If you do this, you will have the equivalent of 9 40-hour weeks. That's 9 typical 9-to-5 job weeks. So within this time, do you know the amount of progress that you could have? But no, you're comfy. It feels good to be in your warm bed under the covers, dreaming, only to wake up so disappointed because it was only a dream. Make that dream a reality. What is stopping you from doing that? Make that dream a reality. This is truly, right now, this is your only chance. This is your only chance. Before you get sucked back into the loophole of society, sucked back into the quicksand of the 95%. Are you 95% of the world? Are you just one of the other ones, You're just following everybody else along the same path? Or are you independent? Are you a unique one of a kind human being. Think about that. You are uniquely yourself. You're not like 95% of the rest of the population. Now, if you choose to improve your life, congratulations. Congratulations. I'm glad that you woke up, that it's not just a dream anymore. It's not just a dream. You're not just in your bed, comfy, dreaming. This is real. This is real life. Welcome. But don't think that it's just going to be golden brick roads and sunshine and rainbows from here on. You know what I mean? It's not going to be easy. But I'd like to tell you a secret about your brain that'll probably help you out along this journey. Your brain is stuck in a habit. All of our brains are stuck in a habit, right? If you think of your brain has two sides. It has the conscious side and the subconscious side. The conscious side, this is where the logical ideas come from. And this piece of your brain, this is where the thinking takes place. But on the other side, in your subconscious mind, any thought that's able to pass through your conscious mind into your subconscious mind, the subconscious mind accepts it without an issue instantly, and it becomes a habit. It becomes stuck in there, it becomes a part of your programming, and now you're going to start doing that without even thinking about it. But it has to get through to your subconscious mind first. Your habits, for instance, waking up and looking at your phone first thing, that's a habit. You wake up in the morning and you go to brush your teeth. You don't have to think about brushing your teeth, you're just doing it. That's a habit. Tying your shoes. Do you remember when you were a kid and it was so awkward for you to tie your shoes because you're learning for the first time? You didn't know how to do that. You're learning. But now you don't even have to think about it. You can just tie your shoes, bunny ears, without even thinking about it. It's a part of your subconscious mind. If you're driving. You go down the road and you get to your destination. You may get all the way to where you're going. And then when you get there, that's when you realize, how did I get here? You don't remember the journey on the way to wherever you were going. That's your subconscious mind. And you just drove through a habit. Literally, your mind is stuck in a habit. It's stuck in its conditioning. Now, even if you are the one controlling this idea that goes into your mind, your brain is still going to communicate. Your brain is still comfortable. It doesn't want to change. In this case, immediately, when this idea of you improving your life to do all these things that we've been talking about, waking up an hour early to improve your life, instantly, immediately, your brain's going to communicate to your body to give you feelings of doubt that you can't do this, fear of what if you fail, and anxiety. What if you don't have what it takes to complete this idea? What if? You know what I mean? It's all in your mind. And these are only three among a multitude of other thoughts that you're likely to experience, but it's just a part of the mind. You have the ability to control this. You're getting something that maybe you've never felt before. So your mind is uncomfortable. It doesn't want to change, right? This is one of the craziest things that I've ever learned, because your mind is working against you. It doesn't want to change. It's stuck in its conditioning. It's been waking up every day to look at a phone for the past 2 years, 3 years, however many years. First thing that it does, it's going to look at a phone. It doesn't want to change. It's like a kid when you try to wake them up for school, but they don't want to wake up. So what do? They get the blankets and they pull them back over their heads and go right back to sleep because they're comfortable. They're comfortable. They don't want to get out of bed. They don't want to leave that warm, cozy dream that they were having. You know what I mean? But the dream is not the reality. And the reality is you have the power to make this reality whatever you want it to be whoever you want to be. Do you know that? Literally, your brain is working against you. Your brain is trying to keep you here where it's comfortable. But your goals, your dreams of accomplishment are not going to be here. They're not going to be where you are. Because what do you do with the goal? You set it in the future. You set it for something you want to achieve. And when you achieve that goal, you set a bigger, a greater goal that you can achieve next. If you're here, you're not achieving your goal because you're here. But literally the kid, they're comfortable in that warm and cozy bed, so they just pull the blankets back over their head. Does that sound familiar? You're comfortable, so you want to go back to sleep. You want to go back to that dream that you were having. Don't let your brain pull the blankets back over your head. You control your mind, not the other way around. Just set a bigger, brighter, better goal, and don't believe your brain. And when you do have these feelings of doubt, fear, anxiety, anything else, just remember, you wouldn't be having the thought if you weren't capable of achieving it. You wouldn't be having this thought of accomplishment, thought of a goal, thought of something that you want to do in your life, but you're scared that you can do it. You wouldn't be having the thought if you weren't capable of achieving it. Think about that. It's all in here. With every day of progress, you aren't only moving closer to your goal, you're becoming the person that is capable of achieving that goal. Think about that. By the way, knowledge of this fact, I didn't make this up. Knowledge of this has been around for ages. People like William James, Einstein, and check this out. When you change the way, so with your mind, right, you have the ability to do this. Everyone that's watching this has the ability to do this. Think about it. When you change the way that you think, you change the way that you perceive the world around you, right? And when you change the way that you perceive the world around you changes. You make it whatever you want it to be, and it's yours. So I'm just going to ask you again, what would you do if you had an extra hour a day? Are you going to pull the blankets back over your head? Go back to sleep? Go back to a dream that you're just going to wake up from? Disappointed that it wasn't real. You made all this progress just to wake up, and it's all gone. You have to start all over. But if you had a dream about it, you can make it a reality. Just make the choice. 1 hour a day, 9, 40-hour weeks in a year. Imagine the progress you can have in a year, let alone 2 years, 3 years, 5 years of doing this. Imagine where you could be. Just think about it. Just think about it. Peace, y'all.